Hello. There's been a lot of information out there about COVID-19 and things we should and shouldn't do. And recently I had something sent across to me from Spain, from a friend in Spain, which was saying what we should and shouldn't do. Now the rules there are somewhat stricter than the rules over here. And I translated it and adapted it a little, but well, take it or leave it as you prefer. I've got 19 rules and recommendations for the COVID-19 lockdown. Stay at home. Although, if you need to go out, you may. 2. Shops are closed, except those that are open. The only shops that are allowed to open are those that sell essentials, but any shop that is open can sell anything it wants. 3. Supermarkets will not run out of food, although there will be many things that aren't available if you go at the end of the day. You should avoid shopping in the morning because the shops are busiest in the morning, so it's best to go shopping at the end of the day when there are fewer people in the shops, although there will be things that aren't available. If something isn't available, then you can go back to the shops the next day. Though actually, no. It would be better if you didn't go out at all. 4. After getting home from the supermarket, leave your shoes at the door and strip off your clothes. Wash your hands with soap for 2 minutes, singing, "I will survive." Disinfect your keys, your phone, your credit cards, your shopping bags, and wash your clothes in the machine at 60 degrees. A normal wash will not kill the virus. That is, a 50-minute, 40-degree wash cycle will not kill the virus, but washing your hands in soap for 2 minutes will. 5. You may order anything you want online and have it delivered to your house. But remember, the delivery man must not hand you the package. He must put it on the pavement outside, ring the doorbell, and then run away. Once you've opened the package, you must dispose of the packaging outside your house and wash your hands with soap for 2 minutes, singing, "I will survive." Face masks are useless, but they do work. Use one if you can, or use a scarf, or don't use anything. Masks really only work if you're infected, but you can be infected and not know it. So yes, masks do work. Use one. If you can't get hold of a mask, don't use one. They're useless anyway. Gloves protect you from the virus. Gloves won't protect you from the virus. The virus doesn't affect children, except those who catch it. 9. Animals can't catch the virus. In February in Belgium, a cat tested positive for the virus. That was back when there were no tests for anyone, but they found a test for the cat because it was very important. Animals can't catch the virus, although the virus started with animals, but animals can't catch it. Well, bats had it to begin with, and pangolins have it, and there's a tiger in a zoo in New York that's got it, but animals can't catch the virus. So don't worry about all that wildlife that is wandering around out there in the streets while you're in lockdown. 10. Only go to the hospital if you have to. Only go in an emergency. How do you know that it's an emergency? Well, if you see that you're dying, then it's an emergency. So you can go to the hospital. If not, stay home because coronavirus is just like the flu. Well, it's like a really bad flu. Well, actually, it's much worse than the flu. You might die. 11. You'll have a lot of symptoms if you're sick. a high temperature, loss of taste and smell, shortness of breath. But you may be sick without having any symptoms, or have symptoms and not actually have the virus, or be contagious without any symptoms, or have a cold or flu or hay fever, or die of a cold or flu or hay fever, or not. 12. To keep healthy, you should eat well and exercise. You should not go to the shops, but eat whatever you have in the house. It's best to avoid going out to exercise. You can exercise at home. There's lots of videos online. Everyone's doing workouts online. And yoga. Do lots of yoga. 13. You can order meals to be delivered. But remember, these may have been prepared by people who haven't used a mask or gloves. And remember that the delivery man must not hand you the package. Don't eat the meals when they're delivered. Leave them outside to decontaminate for 3 hours. And don't forget to wash your hands for 2 minutes singing, "I Will Survive." 14. Exercise should not include activities that involve significant risk. So exercise should be done locally and generally be limited to walking, running and cycling. Cycling and running should be done locally and, as a rule of thumb, limited to travelling no farther than a reasonable walking distance from your home. So exercise should really be limited to walking. 15. Avoid contact with the elderly. They are vulnerable. Old people are vulnerable, so be sure to look after them and take shopping and medicines to your elderly neighbours. Yes, you should definitely keep in contact with the elderly. 16. It's important that we report the number of deaths each day. But this is not actually the number, as deaths are not reported immediately and different regions have different reporting systems. So if the statistics say that 100 people died yesterday, that might be that 100 people died last week, and 50 died yesterday, or that 150 died yesterday. But it's important to report the number of deaths each day. 17. We do not know how many people are infected. We're going to do lots of tests. We'll do them tomorrow or the day after. Or maybe we'll do them next week. The fact is the testing kits didn't arrive. Well, they arrived, but they didn't actually work. Maybe we won't do so many tests. It's easier to test someone once they're dead. If you feel sick, just assume you're infected. 18. We should remain under lockdown until the virus disappears. But the virus will only disappear if we achieve herd immunity, so we should go out and mix with others. But we should remain under lockdown to protect the health service. 19. Don't worry, the government has everything under control. Thank you.